you think things should just open back up, man? People are dying.
Yeah. Dude, every day the CDC's numbers go down. They're readjusting it, dude. I don't know your take on it, and it's fine. Everyone
I know
can believe
people who've had it. I know people who've had it.
Yes, people have had it.
It ain't no joke. I know
people in New York who I know one guy who 5 people passed away. And nobody's saying nobody passed away. But guess what? The pneumonia's killed more people. The flu's killed more people this year. It's just the truth. And there's a lot of fuzzy math going on with it. It's just the truth. And more is coming out. And it's very interesting because you have these blue check white cocks on Twitter trying to like demonize these people that are protesting right now. But these are the same people who just, couldn't stop like promoting Black Lives Matter march, which they should have been marching, okay, to get the most paranoid group of human beings to believe in it. Now, what the information means, I can't tell you. Could it be inside information? Possible. Could it be spoiler alerts? Possible. Could it just be something to pacify the right so they don't question Trump? Possible, okay? So when Trump says it's a hoax, that sets a certain type of feel for it. There will be people go, oh, when people say hoax, that tends to mean nobody's dying. That is true. So when we say it's not a hoax, it's not a hoax. But it is something. There is enough information out there to know that excluding New York City, outside of that, the numbers don't make sense. They've been inflated by the CDC. The CDC is now lowering it down. We see a system of healthcare which promotes doctors and hospitals to label stuff COVID when it may not be COVID. I know people went to the hospital saying, feeling this, like, oh, you got COVID. They don't even test them. So the numbers have been inflated because they're,
okay.
Hold on. When you have Bill Gates talking about in 1994 in an issue of George, talking about how there at some point there could be a virus which comes and destroys people's breathing lung system and will kill many millions of people, and that's in 1994. And we have this guy right now being the mascot for this disease.
Just tell me what you think is going on with this time period in the world here. Tell me what you think.
I believe that there is a movement by globalists to push back against nationalists in this country, and that so when people go, oh, the Chinese government did it, and the U.S., and then another faction says the U.S. government did it, it's actually they're both right, because the Chinese government, the Communist Party of China, and the globalist faction of the United States government both funded this disease. And it was released in a time, and I think it was done earlier than they wanted to attempt to crash the U.S. economy. And that is my odds and listen, dude, I'm going to tell you something. Trump, I don't think Trump's a white hat. I don't think you get a white hat in the presidency, dude. If you put Santa Claus into the presidency, he's going to be a war criminal within 2 weeks, okay? There are no good guys, okay? There's just breeds. And what we have here is we have...
Your audio's getting a little funky. I don't know.
A little funky. It sounds like...
What is that? Where did that go? Maybe that's the man coming after us here.
Oh, is it my?
Yeah, it's yours. It's yours, yeah. Why do I sound like that to you?
No, you sound like that now?
Yeah, you still sound like that.
Hold on. What just happened here? Hold on, talk.
You still sound that way. You got a Darth Vader voice.
Now you're sounding that way.
Should
we restart it?
Yeah, let's leave and come back.
Hey, dude, how about this, dude? How about you call me on your phone?
Great. Okay, I'll call you.
Back to what we're talking about. You were talking about how you don't like this nationalist thing because these people don't march for the poor. These people don't march for diversity or whatever.
And they don't march against the military-industrial machine, and they don't march against the poor or for the poor. They turn out when Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity tell them their civil liberties are being threatened.
Kavanaugh hearing, it was about a sexual thing that happened in his high school, and the accuser worked in a CIA intern program at Stanford University. Her father was in charge of funding black ops for the CIA. That whole ruse was done so nobody actually took a look at the fact that Kavanaugh helped write the fucking Patriot Act, that Kavanaugh was involved in the cover-up of the Vince Foster fucking murders. Because there is no right and left up there. It's two heads of the same snake.
So basically what you're saying is it's a harmony of villains. It's a disharmony of villains.
Yes.
There's no heroes. It's a disharmony of villains. And
Bernie Sanders the first time he got kneecapped, the second time, I think he was just along for the ride. He took all that money. Where's all that money? Where's the protest?
He may have been threatened, or his family may have been threatened. You never know.
But that's the first
happened.
time. The second time around is like he's culpable.
Stuff you might have heard of, like Groundhog Day and Beverly Hills Cop. He was best friends with Robin Williams and a writer for Robin. And one of the most significant things is, my friend, this guy is an activist and one of the guys with the most energy on the front lines of our political spectrum right now. And I would like to give it up for my buddy. Please welcome Rick Overton. Hey, Rick, thanks for coming with us here.
Hey, Steve. How are you, brother?
Good, man. Sideways.
Thanks for having me on your interview. Yeah, geez, man, I'm sorry about this. It looks like, I had it all figured. But as you can see, the reception's not very good here on my tropical island. And you can see by the waving palm trees and the blue skies and the rolling waves behind me.
It looks like you got caught in the no idea zone, Rick.
Are you telling me it's not that cheap piece of crap? No wonder the app is free. I'm sure they're harvesting my data right now.
I thought you were doing the greens thing as a decoration thing. I just thought you might be into green, Kermit the Frog or
it's
Earth Day.
Earth Day. You want? It's supposed to be you can put NASA rockets taking off behind you, or you got waving trees, or the sprawling nighttime city behind you, like a talk show.
Right, or like me, you have a bottle of Jergens and a Chicago Bearcat.
They're copying 1984. They're copying biblical predictions. They're copying Nostradamus. They're trying to do it with technology.
So let me catch you, because I think you're sort of, what's fascinating is I had Sam on, and he's a complex individual, but he sides with he's a conspiracy guy and sides with the people protesting their freedoms, which I believe those people are a failure, an epic failure of the education system and an epic failure of the failed media industrial complex that we have in this country.
Wouldn't it be the most clever trick of all is, if the assumption is it's all really just one side, if that is the assumption, then the theater, when they shout cut on the set of any one of their televised events, they're back talking with each other. And they do communicate with each other, and they are still friends since their daughters all go to school together and attend each other's weddings and so on and so forth. But see, this is a personality type war. This is about narcissists and sociopaths. It's breaking down to really, they gravitate, because it didn't always have to do with just a party. They can gravitate to either party. They are the toxic branch of any party. It's a type. It's a personality type. There's that theory too. We dive, because TV has trained us, we dive into judgment. Oh, that's bullshit. That's this, that's that. Whenever it hits a discomfort button in me, I got to shut it down.
Why is that? Why do you shut it down?
Oh, we're comfort junkies. one of the most dangerous addictions in all of human history is comfort. It will turn a person into a snake in 2 seconds. Snakes don't like discomfort. They hate when their skin's starting to dry and they gotta get it off, and they'll bite anything near them. So a comfort junkie will trade all morals and values to be able to punch some code and get into their home and have a computer talk to them and make a bubble for themselves.
Well,
and that's what it does. And that's a biblical warning, by the way. That was you can't get through the eye of that needle, man, with all your shit stacked up on the camel there. It's not going to fit. All your greed's going to keep you on the other side in hell. Material hell. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's, in physics terms, maybe it's the weight of 3D, and that all your belongings weigh so much and you have to always watch them and they drive you mad while they're under your command.
Well, it certainly would be. It definitely doesn't punch my discomfort button that you say that. I mean, I am suffering from my own comfort thing where I'm wondering how I ever made it out of the fucking house before this. I got to be honest with you. I don't even know how I got up, showered, carry on with my day without a car, and took 3 buses and a train to Burbank to go do a Pepitone podcast every week. Now I'm like, man, just riding my bike around the neighborhood is like prying myself out of my soul out with a fucking shoehorn. So,
yeah.
Do
you remember what your great-grandparents used to say? Did you ever hear the stories? Or your grandparents? I don't know what generation came out of.
I wasn't around for the great-grandparents.
What did the grandparents say about the great-grandparents when they were in the Depression?
You know what? Everybody seems to have had parents who were harder motherfuckers than they were. Who were tougher, who were more resourceful and less pretentious. All of this, though, Rick, whether it's a boutique, liberal, pretentious art gallery gift shop fucker who, or a nationalist who is spouting, Rush Limbaugh lies. All of these people are authority figures who cannot be trusted. That's the one thing that I come back to is I grew up in the 80s, a generation where our parents told us, you trust your doctors, you trust your lawyers, you trust your teachers, you trust your professor. It's a breakdown of us being able to trust people we're supposed to put our faith in for shit we can't do. This is the one narrative of this thing. This is the seams of this thing coming apart that I see.
Eyes on the doorway for who steps in next.
Oh, it'll be the people who are armed.
That's a layer. They're being used. They don't realize they're being played. And what Jesus said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They're being played as a way to take away everything from everyone. They're going to be allowed to walk in and make a real scene, and then others will copy it. They'll shut the other ones down. They're being used as a demonstrator model. And they're also being used as a test to see how others will react.
Man.
That's how they do it every time. Everything's a test. Everything is to see what's going on next. Everything's to see when they did that crap in Dallas with the helicopters and the guys coming down and doing a thing up and down the streets, with the terrorism thing. That's a test to see what everybody will do.
Totally okay that this is a clusterfuck because this is what our show is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a clusterfuck.
Dude, listen. I was expecting a lot more people too.
Oh, so, no way. We had 3 guests scheduled each episode, and the first episode, one of the guests completely flaked. And it was a blessing because I was pissed at him, but it was a blessing because we should not have more than me and 2 people.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Because Zoom also cuts us off after a period of time. So it's perfect. Yeah, because if you have too many people, anyway, I don't want to get into all that. But it's basically a great thing that our show's a clusterfuck, that there's technology people can't work. There's fucking, all kinds of barriers. There's people waking up, rolling out of bed, people with no pants. And that's what our show's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a total clusterfuck. You've got a host. You've got a host who shouldn't ever be hosting anything. I hate hosting. I hate hosting the way you hate being sober, okay? I fucking hate it. Have you ever seen me host a show?
No, I haven't. And I'll tell you right now, listen, I don't hate being sober, okay? I like being sober, but I like being fucked up better.
You should just go. You should have just, you know what? You should have just gone with what I said. Our Nebuchadnezzar Jewish friend will be joining us soon.
Died from Corona.
Yeah, he's actually coming. This guy, look, he gave me an intro, but let's be honest. I'll tell you the way I see it. Yes, he's a very multi-talented guy and a very ambitious guy for a guy who drinks and is stoned a lot. He's one of the most talented up-and-coming comedians. He's new to stand-up comedy, but he's kind of like, you wouldn't know it. He's a guy who seems like he's been in comedy for 15 or 20 years.
I'm happy to be here. Good morning.
Great. Thank you, brother. We have a guest who's tuning in, who's here, but he's not here. And we'll be introducing him as soon as I see his face. But I want to just get on with this, this sort of, I love that you're here because I need like 20 of you.
No.
I'm not going to lie. Howard, you're here, but we can't see you. But it's better. We're seeing like a sort of like what Han Solo saw as he was being taken to his death on Tatooine, like a light blur.
You know what? You should. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
You're figuring it out.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out here.
Is that you, Howard?
Is that me?
Yeah. Oh, I can hear you. This is so perfect for our show. Howard, you don't know how perfect this is.
Not only am I in a fog, but I look like a fog.
Howard, this is what our show is. It's a fucking disaster. And we want it to be a disaster.
Is there like tape over his camera or something? Like, why is it opaque? Like, why can I see shapes and light?
Well,
like literally.
It's better than
what blind people see. Like, they just see light and that's it.
Yeah,
Did they have like an emergency Zoom guy you could call up and he comes to your house? Like AAA or something.
I mean, you could call the DirecTV guy, get him over, and see if he does, but
initially,
it's still gonna take a week. Well, that's true, but I have quite a bit of ammo and some decent weapons, so I think I'll be fucking fine. Tell you the truth, in the end of the world.
Well, you certainly won't have any invasion from Howard Berger because he can't invade our Zoom call. So you won't have to worry about the Howard Berger.
Dying of the Rona, bro. Don't make me laugh.
I was trying to break into a Zoom call.
Right, I'm doing this wrong. You got a cough in your elbow.
That's good. That's a huge compliment, by the way, people out there. When somebody can't laugh because they've been smoking so much. That I see Howard. I see him trying to patch in, man. I mean, this is it's like a 12-year-old trying to lose his virginity, watching Howard trying to get into this call. It's unbelievable. It's like watching Howard try to break into show business.
I literally just one day got drunk on the job and like just poured 151 all over that bridge and just lit a match and was like, fuck this place.
You didn't do that. I just got come on.
I swear to God, got drunk to a point that my fucking manager was just like, are you okay? And I just grabbed a bottle of Jameson and just started pouring it into my mouth. And he was like, okay, get out from behind the bar. And I just got out from behind the bar and I was like, can I go home now? And he was like, yes. And I was like, see you later. I'm out. Peace. And then he tried to talk to me, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm over this place. I'm fucking done. I can't do this anymore. I'm out. And I had another job lined up. Like, I was starting to do carpentry and shit like that. So I've been working production and doing carpentry jobs and shit like that. Yesterday, I fucking pulled a water heater out of a dude's house. We're installing it later, the new one today.
Oh, so you're working?
Here and there, here and there. Not on the record. Don't tell the unemployment office. fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out. Dude, I quit. I worked at Johnny Rockets when I was like 21, and that's exactly how I quit Johnny Rockets. I just was like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out. I was like, do my checkout, I'm out of here, fuck this place. And listen, man, there's nothing more empowering than that feeling of walking out of a fucking job that you fucking hated, and you're just like, I'm never gonna have to come back here again. And then, you know, it feels good for like 3 days, and then the panic sets in. You're like, what the fuck am I going to do now?
But all of it, but they all feel that way, whether you quit well or not quit well.
Yeah,
So your might as well go out in a blaze. Who taught you, who told you or taught you? Who was your mentor in all this? Because I am a Jew, and we don't quit jobs like that. We quit jobs quietly. And we have way too much fear of authority.
To go back if you don't like the new thing. It's a reckless part of me, and really, like I said, the reason why I don't work at the bar anymore is because I'm personally, dude. The first step, I got that shit down, dude. There's a problem for sure. You know, sometimes I have the most incredible nights ever drinking, and some nights are fucking horrible. Some are magic, some are tragic. That's just the way it is, you know. But like,
well, you did get your you got
jaw
your
broken.
Jaw
Yeah,
broken, right?
yeah, I did get my jaw broken. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's when I learned. That's how funny I am. Is that I clowned a guy so hard he broke my fucking jaw. I was blacked out. I didn't remember any of it. Like, it was over sport shit and fucking. Either way, fucking the dude sucker punched me from behind. And what I should have done is just gone down, but I don't go down very easily. So I turned around.
Well, also, you weren't feeling anything at that point.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Physically, you were so fucking drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And fucking literally, the dude hit me in the back of the head, and then I turned around, and just the cleanest left I've ever caught my entire life. Just pop. It was over in the matter of 2 seconds.